All right, so apparently Apollonida, he has been out the joint for a minute and he has been extremely busy, and seems like he has gotten somebody pissed off, and that apparently would be his side chick, because if you all recall, while he was married to Phaedra but still in the joint before the divorce was finalized, his new boo, next wife, Shireen, she showed up on The Real Housewives of Atlanta at Candy's Old Lady Gang restaurant opening, if you remember that. Well, anyway, they say how you get them is how you lose them, and it's looking like she might be losing her husband, or hey, maybe she may choose to stick around, or listen, it could be an open marriage. We don't really know the details, but from the looks of it, I'm not sure if she is aware that he has been creeping Netflix and chilling with another woman. But it's on site, has the screenshots of text messages between Apollo and this other woman, ring camera footage of him on the front porch, as well as booed up in the crib, laid up on the sofa. He's just looking real comfortable, grabbing up on the booty. She's laying out, head wrapped up. She's looking really comfortable. And yeah, it definitely looks like they were in for a night of Netflix and chill. So I don't know if this was during the same night that Shireen was hanging out with Simon's ex-wife Fallon. You recall there was a little viral video of those two where Fallon and Shireen were, kind of making fun of Portia and the fact that Simon is about to be a single man soon. But hey, it's Portia's choice, right? But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Because if I am not going crazy, I would think that Shireen is not okay with this. But we'll see what is to come of this, because the screenshots of the text messages are, I love you, baby. I love and miss you. All is well. I'm headed to talk to Phaedra in regards to my children. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad you had a productive day. And all of this other stuff about gifts and whatnot. So yeah, this is pretty much a relationship. This isn't just hitting each other up for a booty call when either one of them has the urge to get their rocks off. So what do you all think about this? Because this doesn't surprise me in the least. Apollo, he's never been honest. I never believed him, even though I felt like a lot of people wanted to villainize Kenya, and Kenya was okay with being the victim to some certain extents. But I don't believe that line with this man to actually do things with him. Yeah, the stuff on camera with her teasing Apollo and pushing him in the pool, and then those two, whatever, playing around in the pool while he was married to Phaedra. Yeah, that was all fun and games and a little bit crossing the line, but I never believed him when he was making those accusations about Kenya. And I actually was happy when he did apologize to her on camera and admit to lying, and that I felt was necessary. It vindicated Kenya, even though Phaedra still wanted to be in her feelings and still believe the lie that Apollo was giving her about Kenya trying to taste his what. So anyway, guys, you let me know what you think about this, and are you surprised?
I'm Kenyamoore. Of course I have my own luxury hair spa. I'm Kenyamoore. Of course I get served the wine and the tea at my hair spa. Thank you, gorgeous. I'm Kenyamoore, founder and CEO of Kenyamoore Hair Care. Of course I sell my own merchandise in my hair spa. I'm Kenyamoore. Of course I'm doing a new photo shoot for my hair care line. I'm Kenyamoore, and of course this is my legacy for my daughter Brooklyn.
And speaking of Kenyamoore, I actually just want to talk about this to give a huge congratulations to her on the opening of her new luxury hair spa in Atlanta, Kenyamoore Hair Spa. She said it was going to be happening. A lot of people had their doubts. There were a lot of people clowning because some people wanted to say, oh, this isn't a real thing. She's just renting out a space, but acting like it's an actual business. But listen, she did a photo shoot, a little video shoot for the hair spa to announce the opening of it. From what we can see, it definitely is giving gorgeous, beautiful. I love the video that she did with her beautiful little daughter, but I really love it because it's like legacy building for her family. And what I really love even more so about this is the fact that this woman has shown us real vulnerability when it comes to her family, and the fact that her birth mother abandoned her. And even though she has had a relationship with her birth mother's sister, her aunt, and God, I can't remember her name right now, so forgive me for that. But Aunt Lori, yeah, who we haven't seen in a while, but I'm quite sure that was probably a little bit awkward for her mom's sister, but she seemed to really love her. And just to be able to see that, it just goes to show you the family dynamics in most families is not the cookie cutter what you see on television sitcoms. And so I'm happy that she showcased that. I'm sorry that she went through that, but I'm even more happy that she really just went after what she wanted, which was more than the marriage. I believe she wanted a baby, and I'm happy that her first child was a little girl, her little legacy, and she can be the mother that she never really had. And I love that she is all about her hair brand, building this amazing legacy. And this woman has had incredible hair for many, many years. So I actually really love to see this. So happy for her. Let me know your thoughts about her hair spa opening, and we'll see how everything goes for her. Wishing her all the best. No shade from me, but you all let me know how you feel about it. And speaking about hair, we have got to talk about this viral TikToker that shared a video of her giving her 1-year-old baby for her birthday a quick weave. Let's just check this out. So you saw the video, and the woman who goes by the social handle oldat.miracle posted the TikTok video, which it shows her braiding down her daughter's hair and separating her leave out. Craziness, right? And she can be heard asking her daughter, "How you feeling so far?" while the child sucks away at a pacifier. Now, personally, for me, the little girl's before picture is extremely beautiful and absolutely preferable to me than her gluing this hair on this child's head. You know, I had a quick weave once in my lifetime, actually maybe twice. And if I recall, because it's been a long time, with a quick weave, that stuff has to be washed out. First of all, the fact that she even did this to the little baby's head, if you look at it at first glance, it's almost like when you hear a little baby cursing, it's kind of funny because it's like, oh my God, because to hear profanity coming out of a baby's mouth, it's almost unbelievable. But after a moment, it's like, this is not funny. And so when I first saw this, at first I was laughing a little bit because it's just like, it's really weird to see a little baby with weave like this. And then after that moment of laughter, it's like, it's sad because it's like, is this what we have come to at this point in time? You know, I talked about this a little bit with someone with regards to the way hair is viewed in the African American community and when it comes to little children. And I mean, definitely times are different and they have changed since I was a child. But the fact that now you have teenagers that are wearing hair like this, little teenagers. And I can remember back in the day watching the show Bring It On, which featured the dance group, the Dancing Dolls. And almost all of the little girls were wearing sew-in hair extensions. And now we've come to the point where almost everyone, not everyone, but a lot of them are wearing lace front wigs. This should not be normalized for little children to be wearing hair like this. Now, it's one thing if the child's hair is getting braided, that's different. But a quick weave, and even for a child of a certain age, sew-in hair extensions and definitely lace front wigs, it's just become too much. One, this is just not healthy for the child's hair. And two, she's trying to make the little girl look like an adult. And unfortunately, we are already at a point where little children, especially little girls, they're more sexualized and exposed to more sexualization because of what is presented online. So obviously, I'm not saying the woman is a bad mother, but she's definitely not making really great decisions when it comes to this. Now, maybe she just did it for the shock factor and to go viral. I don't know. But overall, this is just absolutely insane. And I'm just thinking, when I see this little girl, this little baby with this hair on, my thoughts were, how are you going to remove this for the little girl to feel comfortable and her not be screaming and, you know, acting out? Because she's going to have to hold this little girl's head to continuously wash this stuff out, I think. Now, maybe there's another way she's going to be able to get this hair off of this child's head without it damaging the little girl's hair and scalp, but I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section, because this is just really, really crazy. So I don't know if Russia is at it again or if these are actual 45 supporters, whether they are Caucasian, Black, whatever. But this is just absolutely ridiculous. So supporters of Donald Trump created and shared AI photos of him with Black supporters, quote unquote, to garner extra support. Now, you can just look at these pictures and tell that they're fake. I mean, really? You can just look at the pictures and tell that they're fake. It's just weird. And two, when have you ever seen, except for maybe some old images from Donald Trump back in the day, from maybe some of the celebrity parties where he was taking pictures with the likes of Snoop Dogg and P. Diddy and people like that. Have you ever seen any pictures of Donald Trump where he is the only Caucasian face in the place? I haven't seen any pictures like that. If you have any from the past, you let me know about it. But these pictures just look so fake. No one had to tell me that these were AI generated photos. Just like the one of him wearing the orange jumpsuit. Unfortunately, that is an AI generated photo. It wasn't real. But the story is that the images were created of Black people being in support of Donald Trump by some of his followers. So again, I ask, were these created by actual followers of hers that are Black or white? And is this really supposed to just have people fall for the okie doke, like people were saying, oh, because he created these sneakers, he's going to get more black support. Because he's got a mugshot now, he's going to get more support. I don't understand people, because it's like, what are the policies? What are the policies? Not just showcasing him in some fake photos, or even if he was in a real photo with black people with a smile on his face, it doesn't mean that that smile is real. So the Trump campaign, they're claiming they don't have any involvement in it, and neither do they know who created it. But then they're insinuating that the only people that have anything to do with using AI is his opponents to meddle in the election. So right there, that just kind of makes me feel like, yeah, they had something to do with it. Because if they just came out and said, we have nothing to do with it, we don't know who created it, we don't support it, we're not involved, they could have left it at that. But for them to accuse the other party or other people that may be running, or trying to insinuate, well, the only people that are trying to meddle in the election are his opponents, then it makes me feel like, yeah, you all had something to do with it. Either that or Russia. So anyway, guys, do you think that Trump would ever even attempt to take pictures like this where he's hanging out? I don't even want to say in the hood, because that's just stereotypical anyway. But he would just be hanging out in an area, in a neighborhood. We'll just leave it at that. And he's sitting on the front porch with a bunch of black guys surrounding him. Like, seriously? But if anybody just looks at these images to say, oh yeah, I'll vote for him, look at him hanging out with these black people, then you're stupid to begin with. But let me know what you think about this. And finally, speaking of black people, Dr. Umar Johnson has something to say about black men and BBLs.
Carcinogen, because I think a lot of that garbage they put in their bodies is cancer causing. But guess who I blame for it? I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting a BBL. I'm not blaming my little sister for getting that collagen in their lips. I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting them breast implants. I'm not blaming my little sisters for getting those car windshield wiper eyelashes.
Propaganda, social media.
I'm blaming us.
Who?
Black
man?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because we have sexually objectified the black woman.
Yeah, but you don't think women make?
Let me finish this, and then you're gonna come back on me, y'all. Because you're one of the faces of hip hop.
Yeah.
In the videos, I'm not holding you accountable for what everybody does, but generally speaking, there's few mediums of media that have sexually objectified the black woman more than hip hop. So, if I'm a little black girl and every other music video I turn on, she's half dressed with big breasts and a big ass, and I want a black man to want me and like me, and I probably ain't got no daddy because the white man locked him up or the police killed him off, what am I going to do to be attractive? I'm going to go and get a BBL. What I'm saying is black men, not just hip hop, I want to clarify. Black men, period. Professional black men, athletes, everyday brothers, all of us. I don't want to make the hip hop community more responsible, but y'all definitely leading the pack in terms of the sexual objectification of the black woman. If hip hop and the black man in general did not sexually objectify the black woman, we would not see the BBLs and physical surgeries that we are seeing from our black women to try to look more attractive. That's on us. They're doing.
Now, I heard what he said, and I can't not disagree with anything that he said. And I do believe that a lot of black women that have gotten the BBLs and have just overdone it has done the things that they have done for getting these extreme, over-exaggerated booties for the sake of it helping in their careers, or, you know, helping them to get money or to bag a, you know, a guy that's going to just trick off on them or whatever. But I won't put all the blame on men, but I am happy to hear a black man that's actually bringing it to the feet and the forefront of black men to say that the overly and constant sexualization of black women you all have contributed to this. And that's something that is absolutely true, and it's not stated enough. But I also get it that none of these men could make women do this. So I'm not going to put all of the blame on them. I do believe that Black women, and not just Black women, but all women, but Black women, if they did have more standards for themselves and not just allow this to be, well, this is what the culture is, so I got to do this in order to get ahead, and somewhat take the easy way out. Not saying getting a BBL is easy. I don't see anything easy about that, and I really have no desire to go through that. But to do things like this when you're going to have men that are going to trick off on you, and a lot of these women, like, you see them where, you know, the majority of the pictures they're taking to show on social media is showcasing the back and the BBL with the head turned so the neck is twisted, because that's your back is your front now. You're rarely just taking pictures of your front, and then if the BBL is so exaggerated where you can see the BBL from the sides, then that's another issue as well. But I do believe and agree with Dr. Umar Johnson about saying Black men definitely have been the huge contributing factor to women and girls going to the extra lengths to do this. But we also know that a lot of women, they get in these competitions where they're competing with other women. So sometimes it's not just for men, but they're doing it to compete with or against other women. And so there's a lot of blame to go around, but ultimately women have to have standards for themselves and not fall into the pressure of, well, this is the way it is. This is what I got to do in order to get ahead. If I want to live a certain type of lifestyle, this is what I got to do. But Dr. Umar Johnson, it's going to be unpopular opinion amongst most Black men, because unfortunately a lot of them, they're not going to take the blame for that. You have what they call this Black manosphere, where all they do is blame women, blame their mama, blame their auntie, blame their sister, blame their girlfriend, blame the baby mama, blame the wife if they are married and are part of that. But most of them who are in the manosphere, Black manosphere, are not married. Honestly, most upstanding Black men that are married, they don't even really know what that is, let alone participate in it or contribute to it. So someone like Dr. Umar, who I do believe is somewhat of a grifter and has some issues, I'm not going to say that he's always wrong. And this is one of those situations that I actually agree with him on. So you let me know how you feel about this.